Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to yet another episode of the official ARK podcast, back with number 338. My name's Coach MT, and I'm here live today with the core team. Your host for tonight, as always, the one and only Mr. Atlas. Please take it away, sir.
Thank you for the introduction, Coach Mistletoe. And folks, welcome back to another edition of the ARK Daily Podcast. This is Wednesday, Hump Day, October 4th. That's right, folks. We are in the fourth day of the fourth quarter. The ARK is really running at a pace where there's definitely no skipping in our step. We're hunkered down. We've put our boots on, and boy, are we continuing on our path. This fourth quarter, folks, we treat it as a do or die. This is a time for us to really deliver, to build. Ideally, quarter one, hopefully first month of quarter one, January 2024, we'd want to drop the nuclear one. All the security products all at once. I mean, it's going to be a hell of a lot of work, folks. We've just added so much to the offerings so that we have absolutely no way of not being able to attract masses to any which one of those products. We discussed going a step at a time. Hey, let's release encrypted email, then let's do the decentralized VPN, and then let's move on. The executive decisions here was very clearly, let's just drop it all and let's go out there and tear it up. And during a time, we've got our fintech banking products, no fiat on-ramp or no fiat air card, virtual, instant. Go shopping, go flying, go anywhere you want, except to the ATM. If you want to go to the ATM, just get the Terra card. Reloadable all you want, folks. And just today we were at a small AMA with our good friend, 430 Anon Crypto, in his little Legion Lounge. It was fun. They rolled out the red carpet. They put on the white gloves. Brett came along. A lot of our community came along. Saw Terry Tibbs hanging out. We saw Taylor Gang representing LCM Crypto. If I don't, call your name, don't worry. We saw everybody that showed up, but it's hard to recall for me who was there. But great times, and just being able to feel, to hear the enthusiasm of these people, and they understand, and they can see, touch, use, load, tangible utility, folks. Because they're sick and tired of being lied to, of the promises, of being told, hey, trust me, this is coming. And it never does. We've already been able to produce 3 products. I mean, each or any of them standing on their own has an immense potential. And now the 4th one with the bill pay coming out. And there's more that we haven't even told you about. Constantly working, constantly having new ideas, identifying new opportunities and seizing them. So great to be able to talk with these folks and give them hope, give them something that if they do their due diligence, if they spend the time and they start to be a more long-term, mature investor, they're going to find success. These folks are just going from project to project, just desperately trying to get rich overnight, and we understand what happens over and over. Another rug yet again has happened today. I mean, this space, it's like a wasteland that's happening here, folks. And even the folks that are quote unquote reliable, their masks are coming off, and you're also seeing that their Pontonomic games are nothing short of just a great great lie, where things are not as advertised. And that's also a learning experience. But through the test of time, I think that what we're doing is the correct way. The transparency, being here, answering questions, building products that we understand have immense potential, that we can stand behind, that we can be proud of, that we're able to build a solid base based on revenue, not on hype, not on infographics that are skewed to one point of view and leaving the liabilities and leaving things out that are just not good for the status quo, and for the folks that of course got in before you and wanted to dump their bags on your head. We've seen it time and time again. So a breath of fresh air to just go down and talk openly with these folks and open their eyes, and then have them understand it, what it really means when you get away from that degen mentality, chasing the next hit like a meth head, a crackhead who just wants instant gratification as they get deeper into the hole, because they're not taking the time to be a mature, sophisticated investor who does research, looks at past performance, looks at the products, looks at what's behind. Man, speaking of the devil, he's right here. 430 Anon Crypto. How are you, sir? We're just talking about our AMA. Thank you for rolling out the red carpet for us over in your lounge, sir. Great to be able to spread the word about ARK. Are you there? I see him here, but I don't know if he's muting his mic. Anyway, we have a live recording. We're going to continue, folks. Let's go ahead and, for now, let's turn it over to Brett Nordin for some updates. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. Yeah, it was awesome AMA today. Thanks, 4:30. And it's good to get back out, get on the road and start talking to people again about what we built here. And Alex finished up today the air card. I'm not sure if everyone was aware, but we added a 2-tier affiliate system to the air card as well. So now, instead of a $5 one tier or single tier, now there is a $4 direct, or tier 1, level 1 is a $4 commission on every air card. And then a second level has been added where you can earn $1. So if you bring in an influencer, every card that they get someone to sign up with, you'll earn $1 from. So that was pushed out live today, and I'm pretty sure everything else, there were some minor upgrades and other things for Terra as well as Air, but nothing major or that any users would identify or know, but a lot of back-end things, a lot of air coding, things like that, so that we have better granularity on what's happening with the system, so they can help customer service issues and things like that. So Alex has been doing some great work and continuing to build an enterprise-grade card product, and we're really proud of our banking products, our on and off ramps, and soon to come, the bill pay. So stay tuned for that. Always great things happening with the privacy products. We're on to the email side of things, and a lot of just little things that come up that you don't think about. Just, how are we going to use the email for logins, and do we create a dedicated email every time someone registers, and all of these good things that go into designing a system that's well thought through, as well as kind of forward thinking for how we expand and grow. And keeping that in mind, we will have obviously a roadmap. We're going to launch with a suite of products, which are going to be, fully featured. But obviously we can expand, grow, build on top of, add new features, add new subscription levels. So it's never going to be a static thing. It's never going to be a, let's launch this thing and then walk away kind of thing. It's a real breathing and living organism that we're going to take care of and grow here. So yeah, we're looking forward to that Q1 timeframe to get that out in everybody's hands. There's just so many cool things to unpack there, but I guess the biggest takeaway is that it's going to provide a full suite of privacy for people who want it, and people who are looking to take some of their data, take some of their communications, and move them over to a platform that's fully decentralized. So yeah, we're looking forward to that, and it's every day is a step in that direction, and things are going great. Also have some good meetings with the ARC-Lite folks. Things are going well on the back end as well. We've talked about our reskinning program project. We're about halfway complete with that, I would say now, and we'll be finishing that up, and hopefully around the same time we'll have everything sorted on the new product and how it's going to pay out investors with that passive income yield that we've all come here for. So that'll be an exciting time, and more to come with that one as well. So yeah, but for now, pushing Terra, pushing Air, pushing on-ramp, and let's get the word out.
Sure. Thank you, Brad, for that update. And we'll continue moving along. Let's do the Spark prize for tonight. And then, folks, do stay tuned as we have the DeFi Sessions with Z. He's plugging in all the way from Asia to be here live with us, dropping the alpha, folks. Not what BitBoy is talking about or all these other screaming heads, but the actual data, folks, the information that's actually moving Wall Street and the crypto streets and the dark alleys everywhere. You're going to get your information here first. So let's move on over and let's bring center stage the Sparky, folks. It is that time. Coach MT, can you see it? How much?
Oh, we see it. 360 ARK. Let's go. Who's going to be that lucky winner for today? Good luck, everyone.
Let's get this crypto.
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 All right, folks, there we have it. Today's lucky winner. Oh, hold on, we're having a double. You see that, Coach MT? We're seeing a double on the broadcast window. Let me go ahead and pull up the actual from the homepage. But why are we seeing it also? Oh, I think I know what's going on. Because yesterday we had to release it twice. Okay, so we got, write this down, Coach MT. 10% of the 861. That's going to go, hold on a second. That's going to go here to, write this down, F9A6. As we had to do a double drawing yesterday. And with that, folks, congratulations to the MVP. And of course, our winner is a first-time winner of the Spark Reward Sheet.
Yeah. They say money can't buy happiness. Look at that fucking smile on my face.
That's right. Okay, folks, so let's get ready here for the world-famous DeFi Sessions on the ARK, folks. Take a pen and paper, sit back, get that education, get that alpha. Stay safe on those crypto streets, folks. Mr. Z, are you there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hope, Mr. Toe just helped me out. Just let me know if the stream's sort of showing up. I've just got my Discord open. Are you guys able to see that? Amazing.
Yes, sir.
Amazing. Yeah, great day, mate, today. Appreciate the crowd here. I love when we have a big crowd. So the first thing I'm going to touch on is I'm going to get straight into it, and I want to touch on the national debt, because in the last 24 hours, the U.S. government debt grows by $275 billion. This is what the fuck? Yeah. So this is what we're seeing. This is where our economy is right now. If we want to put it into any sort of framework, it's a debt framework. And currently, in the last, like you can say, 24 hours, another $275 billion was added to keep the government from shutting down and from us overdrafting on our loans when it comes to national debt. And so the news broke today that the United States government added a precipitous $275 billion worth of debt in the past 24 hours, a number that surpasses, hear this out, half of Bitcoin's entire market capitalization, which currently sits at $535 billion, right? So that translates to that is $1,300 to every American national per day. If you guys, yeah. So what that means is basically the United States of America's debt currently sits at 33 trillion. And what I've been doing is I've been keeping an eye on this website. If you guys want to check it out, I've posted it into the DeFi sort of session in our Discord, usdebtclock.org. If you guys go onto this website, I don't know if a bunch of you have seen this before, but this is a good time to see it, because as you can see, this number here was 33. Now it's 33.4. So the numbers that I gave to you were just the last 15 hours. We've added another almost $500 million to our debt ceiling, and per person annually, that's $99,000. This is the reason why I only follow statistics. A bunch of people will DM me asking me to talk about this sort of scenario or that scenario. Guys, until the quants isn't there, I won't discuss it. And something like national debt, I think it's something that we need to discuss here, because there is going to be a transitional period when it comes to sort of, you can say, the digital dollar or the digital yuan, as we've seen. But as things currently stand, the USA is the most debt-ridden country in the world at 33 trillion. So that's the first thing that's why you're seeing like most of the economies right now are down. This is why you had the particular sell-off on Bitcoin earlier, because we know that institutes price their sort of moments before the news. So people saw the debt ceiling, the government shutdown not happening. So the speculator made up their mind that the markets are gonna sort of dip from there. And if you see, we rallied up to almost 28K, reach on a Bitcoin, and then we sold off. And the same thing's happening on all asset classes. You look into the index is being sold off as we speak. Bitcoin is being sold off. And Ethereum is pretty down as well. It's been a sort of tight week for Ethereum in the way that they just had their ETFs approved, and that sort of is the utility ETF, as I told people, and to see that even Ethereum sold off, it's showing that we overall, the economies are not confident in how we go further, especially with the inflations worldwide, especially with the sort of, you can say, administration in America, and how sort of the wars are coming out, and nothing better to read but you can say the technical analysis, because they show you the emotions of the market. So yeah, currently the US has added more debt and is the most debt-ridden country right now in the world. And apart from that, I've got some more statistics. So FTX is something I've been sort of passing by, because to me, rumor mills don't make sense, and you always need data to back before you talk about something. So this was a pretty interesting thing. So if you guys remember back last year, basically Sam Bankman and his sort of crew sort of gave the annunciation that FTX and Alameda Research are two separate entities, and they don't play in parallel of one another. But now, with the data that we have now from Nansen, so big shout out to Nansen Group. What they have shown is pretty crazy. What they show is a day before, you can say, the bankruptcy of FTX happened, before the sell-off of FTT token. Alameda Research on Etherscan transferred an approximate $4.1 billion of FTT token to FTX, and then FTX from there wrote off some debt because they had a borrowing of, I think, 3-point-something billion. And this is why we like the blockchain, because the blockchain is something that brings transparency in a different horizon. We don't have to go to order books. We don't have to go make an inquiry to SEC or to the banks. We can actually go look at Etherscan. We can look at the data. So yeah, this theory is backed by historical on-chain data where we observed regular large inflows and outflows between FTX, Alameda, and Genesis trading wallets with trading volumes of up to $1.7 billion as seen in December 2021. So the reason I'm talking about this data here is because it had a domino effect. So once we sort of sold off FTT token, then Three Arrows Capital took a huge hit as well. So the collapse of Terra ecosystem and subsequent bankruptcy of Three Arrows Capital likely led to liquidity issues for Alameda due to the drop in value of FTT, which led to a covert $4 billion FTT-backed loan from FTX. So not just were they transferring tokens to one another, they were giving each other loans, and this can be all proven in data sets on Etherscan, on things like Genesis trading wallets. So this is what DeFi brings. DeFi crypto brings a different type of transparency, and this is like first of many cases in the near future that we're going to see that get decided on the Block Explorer. So that's one thing I wanted to cover. Now the good news that happened today or this week, and I wish I covered this yesterday, but I don't know how this one passed me. But so the SEC actually lost its appeal case against Ripple. I think Mrs. Torres, Judge Torres, denied them. So yeah, the district judge Annalisa Torres said in a brief ruling Tuesday that the SEC had failed to meet its burden under the law to show that there were controlling questions of law or that there are subsequent grounds for difference of opinion. The decision isn't complete for the SEC, though. The judge set an April 2024 trial date. For other issues that still need resolution, the agency may still try to appeal overall case. So this is a big win for XRP, and this is why you saw the pump in XRP's price this week as well. And I can't believe I didn't cover this yesterday, but yeah. So the judges previously ruled in July that while Ripple violated federal securities laws selling XRP to institutional investors directly, it had not done so by making XRP available to retail customers through programmative sales to exchanges. That decision cast doubts on how strongly securities regulators would be able to police crypto. So that's the good news of the day. If you guys want to follow Bill Hughes on Bill Hughes DC on X, formerly as known as Twitter, you'll see that this is the filing, the 14-page filing where Judge Annalisa Torres denied SEC their appeal to dismiss. So that's pretty cool. That's really cool, and it shows you how the trend's going towards crypto. And the last thing I want to cover, which is quite big, this is it's one of those black swan sort of news, but we're coming out with it now. But PayPal has actually applied for NFT marketplace patents, which is something that other sort of brokers or exchanges like OpenSea should keep an eye on. Because what they're trying to do is they want to create the marketplace now. Now they've had their taste of stable coins and seeing the sort of transaction rate there and seeing the popularity between their own customers with it, they want to now sort of start a marketplace of NFTs. So PayPal applies for NFT marketplace patent for on or off chain asset trading. Payment platform PayPal filed a patent application for the NFT transfers and purchase system. The patent application has filed at the United States Patent and Trademark Office in March and was made available publicly in September. The patent described a system that lets users buy and sell NFTs through a service provider. Whilst the provider was not mentioned, the document did mention Ethereum, suggesting that it may be based in the network. Because that's what they've done. They've done with PYUSD, their stablecoin. It's based on Ethereum. And yeah, before you guys go, do check out. So everyone speaks about the metaverse and how the metaverse is dead. You guys need to check out Lex Friedman's podcast with Zuckerberg, where they have a really cool interaction where they had scanners. So in a podcast using photorealistic avatars in the metaverse, Quest 3 headsets and noise-canceling headphones, Zuckerberg and podcast host Lex Friedman engaged in an hour-long interview using metaverse avatars. Yeah, these avatars look so real and very intimate. So do check that out. And the metaverse is kind of alive after that podcast. So do check it out. But apart from that, I think that covers it for me on the DeFi session. Thank you, guys.
Do you have anything else, Z? You were kind of brief today. Yeah, can you give us another 3-4 minutes? We're taking care of something here in the DMs.
Another 3-4 minutes? Yeah, sure. The other thing I wanted to cover that I didn't get time for yesterday was you can say the futures ETF, because this is something that we're seeing gains on. I don't have to share my screen for this one, but Ethereum futures ETF went on liftoff on Monday, and thus far you can say the Australian government has shown some interest in it. The Singapore government has showed an interest, and also the Netherlands have showed an interest in having companies like Vanek launch ETFs there. So I sort of believe personally that this is how utility really shows up when it comes to these traded funds. And so since the launch of them on Monday, all of them are up like 0.6 to 2% up. So that's a bullish sort of climate, for you can say that. And apart from that, the Dencon Ethereum upgrade, the hard fork, has been a success. Thus far, there's not been any sort of, you can say, slowdowns on the mainnet. And I think in the next week and a half, we're going to have a much faster sort of Ethereum. And Dencon is, or you can say Cancun, is a really important upgrade because it brings in two things to the mainnet. It brings in interoperability. So Etherscan and sort of the block explorers and the mainnets will be able to interact with other ecosystems like Binance BNB chain. Will be able to interact with Solana, AVAX, Phantom, and other things. That's one thing. And then the other thing that was quite big is they had a huge update to ZK rollups, which means in the next 2 to 3 weeks, we'll start to see a preview of really low gas fees, and not even like 5 to 10 cents, maybe much lesser, just like it is on Polygon. So these are the updates that Cancun are bringing, and thus far there's not been any backdraws. It's been pretty smooth, and yeah, I think that was something I wanted to talk about a little bit. And apart from that, yeah, I think that sort of covers it for me on the DeFi session. Thank you.
Z, I have that metaverse video too. We could watch that later, or if we want to watch it on pod.
Yeah, absolutely.
How long is it?
Just a minute.
Oh, cue it up, brother. Let's do it.
Really cool. Yeah, let me pull it up. I was really amazed by it. Yeah, check this out. This is the new Meta, the new Facebook product.
Conversation with Mark Zuckerberg inside the metaverse. Mark and I are hundreds of miles apart from each other in physical space, but it feels like we're in the same room because we appear to each other as photorealistic codec avatars in 3D with spatial audio. This technology is incredible, and I think it's the future of how human beings connect to each other in a deeply meaningful way on the internet. These avatars can capture many of the nuances of facial expressions that we humans use to communicate emotion to each other. Now, I just need to work on upgrading my emotion expressing capabilities of the underlying human. This is the Lex Friedman podcast. And now, dear friends, here's Mark Zuckerberg.
Isn't that crazy?
Sheesh. Damn, looks just like him. So technology's coming a long way.
Yeah, so some insights to that, right? So what I'll just briefly say. So what Zuckerberg said is to have what Lex and Zuckerberg went through in the last month or so was, so I think 5 ranges of like scanners. So they were scanned head to toe, and they had to have like sort of 5 proportions. That's why they can't release it to like the public yet, because it's taken a while. But what Zuckerberg believes is by quarter 2 next year, we'll be able to just take our phones and do like a sort of a facial ID scan head to toe, and be able to have our avatars. And yeah, when you look into the podcast and you see how they speak to each other, you can see how the eyes sort of blink. You can see the nose structure. You can see how they smile, or when they're changing emotions, how those change as well. It looks like you're speaking to basically your friend in the park, or it's going to change the way we do things. The headsets I find a bit wonky. Like you sort of, they take up your eyes, and then I think they both were wearing voice canceling headphones. But I think with time, they'll be able to optimize that as well. But wow, like that's what the when the metaverse, when Sandbox and these things came out, I remember I would speculate that soon we'll be having like real life avatars. But everyone was disappointed with the gas fee to play on to things like Sandbox and stuff. But then the other thing that that we had issues was the graphics. When you play into Sandbox, it feels like Minecraft or something very 2-dimensional. And from there, like I would say, now we have really real 3D avatars that basically really show emotion. And I think that's where the metaverse is going. And I'm looking forward to it.
All right, folks. We're all looking forward to it. More utility, more technology that's pushing the frontier of what we consider, normal today. Would remind everyone that we're going to be back here tomorrow, 4 p.m. EST, 8 p.m. UTC, for the Thursday edition of the Daily Podcast. I want to thank everyone for joining us, for the continued support, for the questions. We're going to do a bit of a Q&A, as we always do. Make sure if anybody has any questions before we sign off for tonight, you'll have your opportunity to do so here shortly. And don't forget, folks, to enjoy your ride, to feel blessed, to be grateful as we have this adventure, this ride of a lifetime on this spaceship, as polluted as it might be. It's our only spaceship called Planet Earth as we go through space. See you tomorrow.